right, you have a good one, Hio.
It's gonna be one of the last ones.
After my performance, I went to
He's gonna
visit.
see the cards after. This guy's simping for the clown. Just wait. He wants to save the clown. Yeah, he stubbed his toe. What's the next one, just in case? It's the bottom right.
Why is he so surprised? It probably is
He saw the
referring to him.
cards.
It's probably referring to him, isn't it?
Yep, that's it.
It's got to be referring to him.
That's odd. After the initial shock of finding the victim dead, you reacted with surprise again. What was that surprise you, Endo, besides your master's death?
What do you mean?
What's more, you were even more surprised the second time than the first. What could have surprised you more than finding your late master?
Search me, you little thing. You must have made a mistake.
Silence.
Silence.
That girl is as sharp as a trout, to be sure. But her ability to hear people's emotions is absolute. Now get to remembering, Uendo. What was it that surprised you?
That was a compliment, right?
Well, Uh-oh.
We're going crazy over here. No, we pushed him too hard and now he's mentally all over the place. His emotions are completely out of control.
Okay, so it's gonna be overwhelming shock, and we pinpoint the cards, for sure. Out of control? Care to explain how that's relevant?
You know how normally I listen for hidden emotions to witness his voice, right? From there, I look for inconsistencies between their testimony and those emotions. But sometimes a person's feelings can run too high, making it hard to get a proper reading.
So that's how your Matrix program works. Fascinating. I feel like Simon would
That's gonna
already
come
know
back to haunt
this.
us. Ordinarily, it's just one emotion that runs out of control. But it seems there's nothing ordinary about this time.
I...
Anger. Insipid anger!
Oh! It's different each statement. Fear. He's scared.
I knew it.
What's got your knickers in a bunch now?
Wendo has multiple emotions running out of control at the same time. I've never seen anything like this. He's an actor.
So how does one bring a solution to this back under control?
I'll have to find the root cause of this tangled mess before I can treat him. If I can identify what is causing this emotional rampage, then I can probe to divide it in further. I'll need to point out what I think is the root cause and hit probe again. Through this process, I can identify exactly what's causing Uendo so much distress.
And that will help bring his emotions back under control. In that case, let's get started, shall we?
Alright, I can't guarantee success, but it's definitely worth a shot. Time to look for the root cause of Uendo's rampaging emotions.
I think it's definitely the cards on the last one. Would you concur?
Yeah. had to be.
His real name's Owen,
I get
isn't
it
it?
now. The cards were the root of it all. I don't think it's his name.
Or
I
he
think
knows
it's the
who.
clown. I think he wants the whoopee.
Yeah.
Don't try to deny it. You can't hide your feelings from me. The dying message that was left at the scene of the crime is what was causing your distress. And if the dying message was the cause of all those feelings, then that means the phrase Owen the Fourth must mean something to you.
Boom, there we go. Bye-bye.
There, noise level 0. Finally.
The dying message consists of 2 words, Owen and Fourth. But neither of these 2 words have anything to do with this witness. The topic warrants no further argument.
Sure, there may not seem to be any direct connection between Uendo and the message. For now. Why don't you wait and decide what's necessary after you hear my theory?
I trust you've hit upon something, Athena.
Yep, if my theory is right, we can finally solve the case of Uendo and the mysterious Owen the Fourth.
Well, go on, then.
I can already tell this promises to be interesting. Now please share your theory with the court, Miss Sykes. There was something puzzling me about Uendo's out-of-control emotions just now. Namely, that there were 3 distinct reactions present.
No, there was no happiness either.
Never happy. I'd never seen that before, and I wondered how it could be possible.
Is there a conclusion to this meandering musing of yours?
Hold your horses, I'm getting there. So, could a person flip between 3 distinct emotions of such intensity like a switch? In the end, I concluded that it just wasn't possible.
Ha ha ha! So that's it, is it? A bit unconventional, but I'll grant that it's possible within the realm of psychology.
Within the realm of psychology...
Is he a psychologist?
Well, you might be right about multiple personality disorder. I'm afraid you'll have to explain it for the old man up here on the bench.
Did I call it? Is he actually schizo?
It might actually be multiple personality disorder. Your Honor, my theory is that Uendo... Yeah!
Come on! Let's do it!
With so many distinct personas, it's clear to me that Uendo has disassociative dissociative identity disorder.
I'm keeping all of that in.
Make whoopee with conclusions. What does that even mean?
Your Honor, the defense would treat this trial as a child's jest. Multiple personality disorder, a preposterous proposition indeed. Would you not agree, witness? How did she know? How did she figure it out?
He'd have a hell of a time being a Karuta guy. Or,
Pagunka!
I can't believe it. I did it, Simon. I've read papers on it before. But to think I'd see a case of it for myself.
Blimey. Rakugo artists tell stories as different characters, but as different personalities. Hey you, lawyer girl. You got a problem with us, huh?
No problem at all. Wait a minute, which personality saw the cards?
Fear.
Okay. This is all very hard to believe. But now that we've established that the witness has multiple personalities, could each of them please introduce themselves to this court?
What? Uendo Tonito. I'm a Rakugo storyteller, as you know. Hello, everyone. Patches, the friendly jester here. Kisegawa, court-san. Kisegawa.
And is that all of you?
No, there's one more.
What if one of them's Owen?
Yes, that's all of us. Okay, so so if there is only three, one of them actually has a fear side. Cause it looked like it's like happy. Well, his Uendo seemed kind of neutral.
Patches is a super happy one, but mischievous. Kisagawa is the mature female-oriented side, I'm guessing, and then Uendo seems to be regular dude. Well, Simon, what do you think now?
That you're one lucky duck. Just be glad they weren't dense enough to help you out.
Can't you just straight up say I did great for a change?
You appear to be quite proud of your self-defense. But all you have done is infringe upon the privacy of the witness.
No, it matters. I couldn't disagree more, prosecutor. Now that we know there are three personalities, a new way for us to interpret the meaning of a certain piece of evidence has arisen.
A new interpretation.
Which personality knows Owen the Fourth? Oh, now I'm very curious. What is this piece of evidence you're talking about, Miss Sykes? Knowing what I know about Uendo and his personalities, this now makes perfect sense.
Take that!
The Karuta cards? That's right, Your Honor. Recall the original dying message left at the scene. We didn't have a clue as to what Owen the Fourth could have possibly meant. But now, with the new information about Uendo and his personalities, isn't it possible that Owen the Fourth actually means a secret fourth personality of Uendo's? A personality named Owen? What?
The forced personality, Owen. Pukunka.
Uendo must have kept his disassociative. Uendo must have kept his dissociative identity disorder from us because he didn't want to be associated in any way with a dying message.
No, that's not why. We kept our disorder a secret for a different reason altogether. We've been taking advantage of our affliction to act out various Rakugo characters. If we got out, well, our reputation as Rakugo artists would be tarnished, as would the Tonito name. That's why I kept it a secret from everyone except members of the Tonito school. But really, there is no fourth personality. It's just the three of us in here. As plausible enough sounding story. But it doesn't prove that you didn't rearrange the cards, does it? But I will concede that it is highly likely that the witness rearranged the cards.
Is Prosecutor Senmai actually agreeing with us?
However, is it not also possible that the accused killed Master Tonito? and then left a message in order to frame the witness.
Oh, I see what he's going at here.
And upon noticing the cards when he found the victim's body, Uendo rearranged them.
Silence.
Tampering with evidence, so that makes it even more suspect. Like, why would you tamper with evidence? A fantastic tale, but a tale nonetheless. No one outside the Tornado School knew about Uendo's multiple personalities. Ueno just finished saying so himself, so it's saying Owen the Force would mean nothing to police. Duh! Ah, that's true, but ultimately a meaningless point.
Oh, it's not?
The witness was only in the dressing room for 2 or 3 minutes. That's far too little time to commit murder, wouldn't you say? So why bother tampering with it? Why bother tampering with it if there's not enough time for you to do a kill there?
Objection!
Then who's to say he couldn't have done it before his discovery?
Objection.
That spring chicken memory of yours. Have you already forgotten Prosecutor Blackwell's testimony?
Oh. Simon's testimony, oh.
It was the TV! They heard the TV! That's right. Until just a few moments before Uendo entered the dressing room, Typhoon Tornado was confirmed to still be alive. Gah!
Yeah, the TV was at the door, wasn't it? So it could have...
That would help people hear it, so it plays the stage.
Wait, wouldn't that... Wait. Wouldn't that... But if they knew it was him, who was on stage at the time? While they were sitting outside the thing, while he was still alive.
It could have been Owen. Like, rehearsing it and making people think it was the victim. Not only that, but Uendo was on stage until just before the body was discovered.
What if they heard Uendo on the stage acting like...
Yeah,
who?
Uendo could have been on the stage acting as the victim.
I know we have a piece of evidence corroborating this. Shouldn't we... Isn't there something with a play order on it?
Yeah, this.
Garrett's performed balloon first, Uendo's soba glutton routine. Finally, Tornado was to perform the time soba routine. And they said...
And, oh, this one.
What's with the dumplings?
I feel like the dumplings is going to be irrelevant somehow.
They have to be.
A bulletproof alibi that I have already confirmed with several audience members.
Oh no!
I also heard that his Rakugo performance that day was a steaming pile of... Well, you get the picture. Yes, I'm afraid so. Really stuck up to the stage. I did. Yet I have a perfect alibi. Indeed. Why not land a coup de grace on the defense while describing your alibi witness? Okie dokie, Smokey. We're still not at Allegro testimony yet. Oh my. I was on stage until just moments before I went to that dressing room. The entire audience was my witness. My performance was a huge bust. Not a single soul laughed. I'll never be able to live down how terribly I bombed during the very important show. How'd you bomb it? I'm curious. Uendo was on stage before the body. He found the body, so he could not have committed this crime.
We're present.
Oh, 100%. It is time to let it all go to Vince and move on.
Yeah, we'll get this, prosecutor said, Maddie. The Right Anything Agency will never give up. We will fight to the bitter end.
Allow me to say this once more. Let it go and move on.
And allow me to say it once more. I'm never giving up.
Let it go and...
Never.
This is pointless. You should have taken advantage of this opportunity while you could, you foolish child. Your worthless convictions only serve to prolong the accused's suffering. If words will not sway you, then perhaps pain will.
Is he? Oh! Oh no, anything but this.
And she's stuck in her shocked pose.
This is assault.
Assault? Judge? Help?
What's a big idea, prosecutor said Maddie.
That was but a small dose of punishment for your misguided convictions. And in this country, said Maddie, we call it assault with a deadly weapon. Attempted murder we could get you on now. But this is Ace Attorney, we can't accuse you of anything. We can't even call your bluff on fake evidence either. Are you now a bit more inclined to give up as instructed?
As if.
In that case, you must require another dose. Oh my god. Yes, Simon!
Thank you.
Not bloody likely. I don't give two flips about your beliefs. If Sykes-Stono were to submit to you here, I won't be able to eat good soba anymore. It's only about the soba for Simon.
This guy has an appetite in his freedom. You have to imagine, like,
after this
all
case
this time
is done,
he got out.
after this case is done, I can't wait for him to be like, let's go get some soba. Your treat, by the way, Sykes-Stono. I see it coming. Please, game, give it to me.
Like I saved your case, you're buying.
Exactly, Pyro. He's got his purpose where he's like, I don't care what if she submits here or not. If she submits to you, I can't eat good food anymore. What point is there in that?
That's right. For Mr. Wet's future and Prosecutor Blackwell's stomach, I will never give up.
You will lose those words, defense, or that I can assure you.
Here we go.
You know, I'm also internally thinking, it's like, what does this case have to do with the greater narrative of the story? That is what I'm waiting for. What part of this case is going to be tied to the greater narrative?
I feel like this...
Or is this just a nothing case to fill in?
I don't feel like it's a nothing case. What I feel like is it's going to blow up, and then we're not going to do the case, and then they're going to be like, oh, go to Phoenix's case as he solves it over there.
Or
right?
like something with the ending of this case is going to be like, hey, we have to take this case to Karine, and everyone goes to Karine.
Okay. Because you'd have to do a... like, you can imagine the last moments of him, though, right? Like, figuring out what's happening, because, like, we would be able to see the murder weapon, what he's suffocating on, in front of his eyes, hopefully.
Well, now, if it's down here, he wouldn't see it.
But even if you look down, you're bound to find something. Somebody's hand.
If you turn him down, like, his face still, like, would move with it. Alright, I am curious about the last statement.
Hold it!
Excuse me for asking, but do you bomb like this on a regular basis?
Well, aren't you a regular Root Daisy? Do you really think a Rakugo artist who regularly bombs would get promoted? In fact, I'm known as Tornado School's whirlwindo of laughter. I'll have you know.
Is that really true, Simon?
That nickname is a bit of a travesty, if you ask me. But as Rakugo Rakugo is solid and well received, yes. So he was distracted by something. There's gotta be some reason he wasn't getting applause then.
What if he was in a different personality completely? Or he couldn't change personalities? But yeah, Whirlwind of Laughter is a big old stink bomb of a name, isn't it? Whew, what a relief. I thought it was just me. I mean, Whirlwind of Laughter is great. Funny stuff.
I'm glad you like it.
With the audience as his witness, Whirlwind had a pretty unshakable alibi, doesn't he?
You're not giving up, are you? Where's the never say die spirit you've displayed earlier?
Of course I'm not giving up, Simon. I just know a window has something to do with this case.
But how will you connect him to the crime when he has an alibi as strong as that?
I don't know just yet. But I'm going to press his testimony and keep an eye out for contradictions. So we just got to keep going. Well, time to go. Do the first three.
Hold it!
How can we be sure it was you who was on that stage?
Are you asking whether I could have had could have been some imposter?
I guess so.
Unlike a big arena, a Rakugo teacher is a cozy little place. Pretty hard to fool an audience in such an intimate setting, don't you think?
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Good. I'm glad we could clear that up. Because I guess you could say the entire audience was my witness.
Hold it!
Was there anything special about the stage or your performance that you could tell me? For example, were the lights dimmer than usual? Were there any problems or accidents?
Not a thing. Everything was the same as always. Mr. Prosecutor, you questioned the audience, didn't you? Yes, of course. Apparently, nothing seemed amiss to them, except, well, one small thing.
One small thing.
Oh, it's so embarrassing. I tried my best, really, I did.
Hold it!
Do you have any idea what went wrong?
I'm not sure if it was my performance, or was it just a rather particular audience. Or maybe it was the story I picked. It's going pretty good. We still need to figure out who Owen is.
No spoilers, by the way.
Yeah, no spoilers, obviously. We're trying to figure this out. I gave a prediction that this guy had multiple personalities, and it turned out being right, so I was happy with that. But every entertainer knows this kind of thing happens from time to time.
I guess that makes sense. Still, I wonder how he could have flopped at his own commemorative show. Maybe I should dig into things a bit more.
What? Yes, definitely what.
Could you tell me what Rakugo story you performed?
We get him to name something wrong here, because he's supposed to do Soba Glutton. If he says anything else, game over, we win. I could, but I'm not sure it would mean anything to the uninitiated.
Ha! Well, even if I might not get it.
At least it's not disassociative.
You almost messed it up while saying it to me.
Disassociative. You fumbled on it multiple times, sir.
I know.
So you shut up.
Can't you at least try me?
All right. if you insist. The story I performed is called Toki Soba, otherwise known as Time Soba. My guy. My guy. This idiot.
Yep.
Time soba, huh? Maybe Wendo's right. He only said the name of the routine and I'm already lost.
Ah, so you performed the Time Soba, did you?
What, you know what prosecutor said, Maddie?
In the course of my studies last night, I became familiar with a number of stories. I must say, defense, you would do well to prepare better for your next trial. Which is totally not going to be in my native country of Kurine. Totally not.
Simon, what's Time Soba about?
Can we skip this banter and just go to the part where he's not supposed to be doing Time Soba, please? Thanks. Look it up yourself. Thank you, Simon. Allow me to give an overview. No, thank you. We don't need a lecture from you, Yuta. The story takes place on a winter night. A man orders a bowl of soba in a street stall. How you doing, sir? What can I get? I see you got a seaweed topping hamanaki soba and mixed with toppings of... I'll have a bowl of shipopoku in a minute. I'll get crazy, Yuta.
Keep
You know,
going.
sir. Keep going, shipopoku. Come on, right up. So, how's the business? Not grossing, sir. Is that so? Well, that's a great thing because it's only good with it.
Wow, prosecutor.
The customer talks on and on like this. Finally, when he is done eating, he goes to pay for his soba. That'll be 16 more, sir. Count the coins into your palm and you could count them with your hand for me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hey, what time is it? It's 9, sir. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Thanks. And bye.
Very well done, prosecutor said, Maddie. That was excellent. Huh. I don't get it. What was so funny about that?
Don't you see? The customer paid with coins, counting them one by one. I hate it when people do this. I've had some people do this to me. I'm just like, I will count them myself once they're in my hand. Like, please just set your money down. For those who don't know, I work in retail. Fireworks retail, to be precise. Then, after counting 8, he asked about the time. And the soba vendor answered with 9.
Oh, now I get it. He made the vendor say 9, and then he continuing counting from 10.
Exactly. He cheated the soba vendor out of 1 mon for his smooth talking. Clever. Story continues with another man who saw the whole thing and tries to do the same. But he bungles the trick and ends up paying more than 16 mon for his soba. The story ends on that punchline. You can look up the rest of the details yourself. Or I'm sure Prosecutor Sadmonk over there would love to perform it for you after court.
So basically, it's a story about a man cheating on a soba bill.
Why was it necessary to do this? Like, that's my question.
I feel like this will be necessary because this is what the big man was supposed to do.
Maybe.
So I feel like the details are actually mandatory here. That's kind of petty, isn't it?
Is that really all you have to say about this classic story? Time soba is such a well-known staple of Rakugo. Fine. So you studied a lot. But we haven't the time for a lecture detour right now, Prosecutor Sadmonk.
Oh, I wanted to hear a little more.
Judge,
I
stop.
suppose it is off topic. This judge is awesome. Sometimes he's the best. Other times he's a dick.
This freaking judge.
Getting back to the matter at hand, Miss Sykes, the witness stated that the story I performed is called Tokisoba, otherwise known as Time Soba. Would you like to add the statement to his testimony?
Of course, have it
Say
added.
yes. Yes, Your Honor, I'd like to have it added. Very well.
I mean, we don't need to question this at all.
Objection!
I'd laugh if somehow you were still wrong.
I'd call it a shenanigery of the game.
Yeah. Wendell, is there something odd about the routine you performed?
Odd? No, I don't think there's anything odd about it.
But that's exactly what I find odd. The fact that you don't think it's
Objection!
We are discussing the witness's alibi at the moment, defense. The show's program is completely irrelevant.
Objection!
it's relevant.
Hugely relevant.
That's where you're wrong, prosecutor said, Maddie.
You know, I'd love Athena to just start calling him Sad Monk too.
The reason being, it contradicts the statement the witness just made. Wendell, do you know what this is?
No, what is it?
This is an invitation to the show, sent from Master Tornado to Prosecutor Blackwell. Included is an invitation and rundown of the show's program, which clearly states the Time Soba was to be performed by Master Tornado himself.
No.
Wendell, why did you perform the routine your master was scheduled to do?
Well, you see, the reason for that is... How do I say this? You see, let's say it was a prank. That's right. It was just a little joke, see? I was trying to surprise Shisho by performing his routine before he did.
I don't know if I buy that. Was doing the victim's routine really just for laughs, or... Hey, didn't Simon happen to hear Time Soba coming from the jet
There we go, finally.
during Uendo's performance on stage? Seems like too much of a coincidence. Wait, can it be?
So Uendo's probably the one that put the TV near the door. So I definitely think Old Man died a while before, because what did the autopsy say? Between 2 and 5 p.m., this all happened right after 4. I think he definitely was dead before 4.
With the fridge there, I agree.
What's the matter? You look like a hen with a dozen eggs today.
Stop comparing me to birds.
Then cease this bird-brain timidity. If something has occurred to you, then lay it out for us already. Don't breed resentment in those watching your performance.
Okay. I don't have a ton of confidence in this theory, but here goes. It looks like Uendo's alibi checks out, Your Honor, but even though he was on stage at the time, he may have been trying to obfuscate a crucial detail about this case. Are you referring to the soba bill the man tried to skip on in the witness's story?
No!
No.
We aren't talking about the story, sir.
I'm not talking about the Rakugo story, Your Honor. Oh, I'm sorry, but then what are you talking about, Miss Sykes? What Uendo may have been trying to deceive us about was...
Time of the victim's death. Has to be this.
Uendo tried to deceive us about the time of the victim's death. What?
What gibberish. Prosecutor Blackwell even testified to the time of the victim's death.
I know. But he only testified that way because he and Gale have been completely taken in. You mean by the soba bill thing?
Stop talking about a soba bill!
Would you please forget about a story for a second, Your Honor?
I was deceived. Pray tell, how did Uendo manage to deceive two people while he was in performing on stage?
That's easy. All he had to do was use a certain prop in the dressing room.
Oh, and what might that be?
The prop window used was
Take that!
this TV was used to view what was happening on stage. Prosecutor Blackwell, when you come to the dressing room, what was Uendo doing?
He was performing time soba. Blast! Could it be?
Yes, it could, and it was. What you and Gail heard was not Master Tornado practicing skiing. It was Uendo's performance as heard through the TV's monitored speakers.
What?
With the TV just inside the inner door of the dressing room, it could easily be heard from the hallway outside.
And because we know that Master Tornado was scheduled to perform time soba, we were easily manipulated into thinking he was still alive at the time, rehearsing.
Yes, your knowledge of the day's program is why the two of you could be fooled that way. Simon, did the voice you hear belong to Master Tornado?
With the doors in the way, I couldn't tell exactly who the voice belonged to. But because I heard time soba, I just assumed it was Master Tornado. I can't believe I was taken in by such a simple mind game.
Objection.
All of that is mere conjecture. Where is your proof, defense?
Objection!
Uendo moved the TV back when he discovered the body. After all, he couldn't very well leave it by the door. Because then someone might figure out the trick he'd been playing. Oh, there's a huge problem with this case now. Fuck. How did our lovely defendant get in and out in that 10 minutes without moving the TV?
Well, more depends on where it was placed, too.
The TV was at the front.
Yeah, but it probably wasn't blocking the way, though.
Look at the photo. Like, there's barely any room for a little TV like that. You're telling me that guy
Or
did that? And also,
or
how did Gail
he was drunk,
not
remember?
see it? Yeah, he's drunk. How did Gail not see it?
What does Gale matter?
Gail was outside, right, beside Blackwell, but she could look into the door. She could have saw if the TV was up when drunk guy came.
I don't think that works. I don't think that matters. I don't think the TV was like right in the doorway, so I think you could easily still walk around it. Because also remember, Uendo placing it there, he'd still have to get out.
Yeah. Uendo has to get out, and he gets out quite angry. You think he hit the TV on the way back and got angry and even more pissed
Maybe
off?
that's why he was screaming. He kicked the TV.
And that is? And that is? The fact that he flopped so badly on such an important occasion. What's so suspicious about that? Even pros slip up once in a while, you know. And I believe that this time it was intentional.
It's intentional because he wants to make it seem like it's a practice. That's why. That's why he was messing up, is to make it seem like it was just a practice run.
Because Uendo knew it'd be strange to hear laughter coming from the dressing room.
That too.
Oh my.
It's
It's all just a bit too perfect to be sheer coincidence. Plus, if the voice of Prosecutor Blackwell and Garu heard was due to Uendo's scheming, then the victim's time of death could have been earlier than 4 p.m. In other words, Uendo could have killed Master Tornado himself.
But this does create a problem, though, Athena. The main problem is when the defendant walked in, why didn't he notice the dead body.
There was that "Please do not disturb" sign, right?
The police do not disturb them, but he was in there for 10 minutes and apparently yelling as well.
Honestly, if you look at the scene, I have a feeling I know what he did. And I feel like the scene has
What-
everything to...
Maybe like Bucky didn't even like pay any mind to Taifu and was just trying to make noodles instead. He was just in there trying to cook, and that's why the mess is there.
I think Bucky had a bite of the lovely, lovely present on the bottom right, you know, with all the... Like, I don't know if you can go to the photo right now, but there's that little snack with the camels in it, right?
Yeah.
Right? Look at go straight in there.
Well,
You
it,
think,
it doesn't look like it was bitten. It looks like it was cut in half.
I think he, even if it was cut in half, though, I think he could have eaten the other half. Right? I think he cut the half because that's essentially, that's not soba. That's like a matcha bun or something like that. I feel like he had it, and that was meant to that like made him drunk or something like that because you know you're like high alcohol concentration candies and whatnot.
Oh.
And I feel like that's why he came out, and he might have eaten one too many. In fact, Gail Tornado was the one actually trying to get rid of them by putting it on her dog. The other thing that worries me, I do think the cellophane had something to do with it. Nothing was found in the throat either, but something weirds me out as to why the cooker is where it is. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I feel like the cooking part of the soba should have been to the right where the TV was, and it's the TV's covering something important. All right, go on.
We've got you by the stones now, Endo. So you better confess everything.
Well, witness, what do you have to say for yourself?
We demand an explanation. Wendell.
I confess. I tampered with the crime scene.
But that's not murder.
But the question is, why did he tamper with it?
He wants to play with some whoopee cushions.
Is it the defense's claim that Endo Tornado is the true murderer in this case? I don't believe so. I believe he was coerced into doing this.
If he tampered with the crime scene, then we have to at least consider him a suspect.
Hold it. Now wait just 1 minute. Yes, I admit to messing with the dressing room, but I didn't kill Shisho.
Then why did you tamper with the crime scene?
I refuse to answer that question.
Why go through such lengths? That's my question. He had to go through a lot of lengths to do it. Wow.
If you suspect the witness, then I have a question for you.
What could it be this time?
What are you gonna question now? It's only just gonna be more bullcrap about mother and stuff, right? Her holiness, blah blah blah. Uendo had absolutely no reason to murder Taifu Tornado. After all, why would Uendo kill the man who recognized his skills and promoted him?
Oh. Well, his motive was, can't think of a single thing.
It appears you are also not aware of one other fact.
And that is?
That the accused visited the dressing room before 4 p.m. as well. Is that not natural, then, to suppose that the accused killed the victim at that time?
What? Nobody told me Mr. Wet had also gone there before 4.
We were only discussing the time frame after 4 p.m., so I did not think to mention it. How convenient. But now that we've made the time period before 4 p.m. relevant...
Uh-oh. I don't like where this is going.
So you really don't know what your client was doing during that time frame, do you?
Are you making soda?
Well, it was all very sudden, and
Hey, to go.
why did you wait till the very last second to contact me, Simon?
Don't give me that look. And just so you know, Bucky never told me he'd visited the master before 4 p.m. either.
That sort of thing is exactly what that prosecutor keeps calling us unprepared.
The defense will stop squabbling this instant.
Sorry, Your Honor.
Prosecutor San Maddie, please continue.
Thank you, Your Honor. Defense. You know of the soba making implements in the dressing room, correct?
You talking about the equipment for making soba noodles?
Yeah, he made them.
You speak of the large bowl that is used to mix buckwheat flour and water. The long rolling pin, and a special knife that is used to cut the dough into noodles. Precisely. These tools all came from the accused soba shop.
You mean they didn't belong to Master Tornado?
Mr. Wet had visited the dressing room to give the victim a soba making lesson. And that visit was before 4 p.m. I'm afraid that after the accused needed dough and made those noodles. He committed the act of murder.
Oh wait, that doesn't add up. If Mr. Wet killed the victim before 4 p.m., why would he return to that room at a later time?
Mr. What up?
Oh! Wet soba, you're kidding, caboodle when it comes to noodles.
Oh my.
Hey, Miss Chickadee. Hey, Smiley. Simon. I am drunk. Can't really talk straight. At a restaurant, I was called to Master Tornado order to cook.
Mr. Wet?
Yesterday, brought a noodle making tools to the dressing room around 2 p.m. That's when Master Tornado ordered uncooked soba noodles and took stock with it.
Uncooked noodles to stock up on?
Because he wanted to make his own, right?
Yeah, ma'am. Master Tornado kept a supply of soba noodles from my shop in his fridge. Why is it empty then? Who took them? He only had one serving left, so I went back to my shop to get some more.
One serving of noodles in the fridge. But I thought the fridge was practically empty. Anyway, the whereabouts of the missing noodles isn't all that important now.
I'd say it is.
Yep, it might be. You ran into me and Giru when you came back to deliver the uncooked soba, correct? That's right, Sammy. I made time out of my busy day to deliver him the noodles. You know what? He ignored me when I called him in from the doorway. He just kept mumbling Ringo lines and for ages. I got mad and went back to my soba shop.
So he never entered?
No, he did go in. Simon and Giru said so.
Yeah. So that's why he got mad. If what he's saying is true, then there's no way he could be the murderer.
I swear I'm telling the truth, Mr. Chicket.
Bailiff, quick! Get this man to the infirmary! Well, I dare say he's quite the handful.
Your Honor, please accept the statements of what Mr. Wet made just now to evidence.
Objection.
I believe the accused's statements about going to the room at around 2 p.m. is true. For it falls within the victim's estimated time of death.
That opens up the possibility that the crime was committed between 2 and 4 p.m.
Okay, so why does somebody object that? Why did he raise an
he
objection
doesn't-
when he's agreeing to what's been said?
I don't know, game logic.
That's some critical information.
Yes, Your Honor. But other than that one point, Mr. Wett's statements are dubious and without proof.
Objection!
So are some of yours, sir.
Excuse me. But they are the words from the defendant himself. Simon, back me up here.
He has a point. If I were a prosecutor, I wouldn't accept them either. So he's like, yeah, sure. The defendant says that, sure. But why would why would I want them as evidence?
Well, I understand the defense's feelings on the matter. This court is unable to accept anything other than the time the defendant made his visit.
Now, that's not true, Judge. The defendant's statements are all relevant. Like, you can't just be like, oh, we'll only accept the time he said he went, not what he was doing. Bull crap.
It matters.
I trust you have no further objections, defense. Of course we object. At last, the time has come to send the soul of the victim onward to the Twilight Realms.
Silence.
Silence! Silence, Satmonk! What are you yammering on about, Prosecutor Satmonk? We still have something we need to question Uendo about.
We do? Like what?
Well, don't just stand there.
We don't have any evidence left to present.
Have you forgotten already? Isn't there still a hidden witness you have yet to question?
A hidden witness? Oh, that's right. Your Honor, there's still one more issue we haven't finished discussing yet.
Oh, and what is this bit of unfinished business?
We haven't finished discussing this issue related to Oendo. Owen.
Yeah, definitely Owen, right?
We still have the discussability of a fourth personality. The one named Owen.
Are you suggesting that this fourth personality of Windows might be the true culprit?
Jeez, not that again. I told you we don't know anything about this Owen. Probably because your mind gets shut off when he comes up. Like, you might know of him. Maybe. I don't know. I feel like he's lying.
Look, Uendo, I know you don't have the motive to kill your master, but this Owen may have one for all we know.
Come clean now, Uendo. You've got another personality stashed away, haven't you?
Please tell us everything you know about Owen.
That's enough. The witness has already stated he knows not of any Owen character. Bravo. You tell him, Mr. Prosecutor. Hey, Patches. You claim you don't know Owen when you really do. That's tantamount to perjury. If you want to exercise your right to remain silent, however, well, that's a different story. Do not listen to the deprived prosecutor witness. You will be tainted with his evil. Come on, Simon, do it. Manipulate him. Do you have any idea how dark and cold a prison cell is? I exercise my right to remain silent. What's this now? Changing horses in midstream, are you? Shut up. I'll remain silent, and that's it. Patches, you fool. You stay out of this. Ha 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 ha. Patches is not the brightest bulb in that box you call a noggin, is he? The fact that he switched from I don't know any Owen to I will remain silent is proof he does know about Owen.
Oh!
Got him! Got
There's again
him!
Simon's formidable psychological manipulation tactic. I'm sure he's glad he's on my side today.
Objection.
You dirty, despicable, deprived prosecutor. You were leading the witness. Witness, there is no need for you to submit yourself to the defense's questioning. Talk about leading a witness, sir? You wanna backtrack a little bit and go back to when you were telling him what to do?
See you later, Zero.
Objection!
Your Honor, Window is definitely hiding something. Please allow me to question this witness about the existence of Owen.
Huh, I suppose that's only this witness confirmed or denied the existence of Owen for us. Very well. I will allow the defense to proceed.
Pakunka. We're still not at a break point yet? What the heck is happening here?
Yeah, it's like 9:18, 15 in my land.
Well, it's 11:15 for me. You still got time.
Yep.
We'll see how long this goes.
I feel like there's gonna be a shocker after we reveal Owen.
Yeah, so probably after like we break Odin out of him, that's probably going to be the break point. I've never met any personality named Owen. Patches is just blurting out nonsense in a panic. We're always aware, so we definitely notice if a personality like that showed up. How dare you treat me like a criminal based on mere conjecture? Okay, I think we need to press the happy-go-lucky one. I think
Wow,
we
how
need
am
to
I
press
supposed
him.
to? How am I supposed to deal with the testimony of 3 personalities?
Unless you can prove the existence of Owen here, it's all over. You best screw up your courage to stick in place and attack their testimony head-on.
All right, I will. Just stop putting the pilot and pressure on me. I have to draw out some info, anything to drag Owen out in the open.
We do have Allegro now, so. I want to press this one. Patches, what do you got for us?
But what if for some reason you 3 were unconscious at the time of the incident?
They'd still have to know of Odin, though, Athena. Like, they have to, like, he's definitely the one that hid the Owen message. But why would they hide it if they knew who Owen was? Or what if they didn't know who Owen was?
If the 3 of you weren't alert and aware, what would happen?
What would happen? I'm not even sure what you mean.
I mean, you 3 share the same memories, right? But what if Owen is different? What if he has a memory separate from you? Maybe Owen emerges when the 3 of you are unaware or unconscious.
This is just
Or
like Toko
asleep.
and Danganronpa. Like, when she switched to Genocider, no memory at all of what's going on the other side.
Is it when he's sleeping?
Could it be? If he falls asleep?
Or is it when he's drunk? One of the 2.
Objection.
Instead of speaking as if this forced personality is a foregone conclusion, I suggest you prove its existence first.
Well, we've already seen 3 personalities. A 4th wouldn't be a stretch.
You dishonor the victim in this court by jumping to such conclusions without proof.
Have you ever heard these old sayings? Prosecutor said, Maddie. What happens twice will happen thrice. If you see I, there are likely 30 in your home.
If you see I
I. I is an imaginary number for 1. I'm basing my theory on such premise.
comparing us to cockroaches, do we bug you that much, girly? But how do you intend to prove it? How will you prove that all three personalities become unconscious, as you say? Unless you can do that, all of this talk is merely empty speculation.
Well,
Don't be so timid. If you don't have it, then find it. Look for something that could render Uendo and the others unconscious.
Simon's right. I can't back down now. For my client, Mr. Wet, I have to wait. Mr. Wet.
The three freshes.
What about the three freshes?
So he's talking about making the noodles. Think back to talking about making the noodles.
Mr. Wet, falling unconscious. Wait a minute, I think I've got it.
Miss Sykes, do you have proof to back up your theory?
Yep.
What would we use here, though?
You would need to have something with the food on it.
Well, it has food on it, though. I don't think we have anything. Right. Unless I'm missing it.
Actually, what is that letter? Can I see that?
Which... What type?
Yeah.
Well, this is all we got of it.
I think you would show that.
Maybe? Let's see.
Yes, Your Honor, I do. The proof is right here in this crime photo.
It's taking the crime photo. Okay, so now we can just point right to the snack.
It is. In that case, please point to what supports your theory.
Or is it the
This most
alcohol?
likely is what caused Uendo to lose consciousness.
He's
It's
drunk.
either the alcohol or the bun.
I think given they showed us that flashback was him because he's drunk,
Yeah.
I think it's going to be the alcohol.
Take that!
This is probably what made Uendo lose consciousness.
Ah, yes, the sake.
Sake!
And isn't it just like Master Tornado to pick a fine bottle brand like Kama? Kama.
Sake? Oh, you mean rice wine?
Oh, please. Don't call it rice wine. That's so unsophisticated. And it's not even wine. Huh. Silly girl. I agree. You must become more cultured, Athena.
Tomato, tomato, it's made of rice, and people get drunk from drinking it, right?
It's called sake. End of story.
Fine, sake it is then. Ay caramba. Everybody's so touchy about these things.
I recall Master Tornado would often have a drink or two before performing. He said it made him more eloquent. Drinking too much of the stuff can make one lose consciousness, so, of course.
And look, there were 2 glasses on the table. Uendo, I believe your master offered you some rice wine, sake. And then you must have drank too much and passed out. That's when your 4th personality, Owen, emerged.
I drink sake. That's a good one. We have a real sweet tooth, you see. So yes, we did accept a sugary, red bean bun. But since we really dislike sake, we said no thank you to that. Oh.
There's booze in the bun.
There's booze in the buns because they're the same brand. That's why the camel's on them too. Because they're camel brand. They have the booze in them. Believe it or not, we're real weak when it comes to booze. Even a tiny drop can knock us right out. So you see, I had a sweet Majin bun, but I didn't drink any sake.
What? But that can't be right.
I was wondering, like for a while, I was like, why is there a camel on both the alcohol and the buns? And now it makes sense.
Now we know.
The defense demands that the glasses be examined right away.
You amateur, do you really think I had not already done so? Your foolishness is beyond the pale. And of course he already checked.
Don't tell me.
There was no trace of the witness having touched either of the glasses, naturally.
You're right, of course.
Miss Sykes, would you like the witnesses? David to be added to his testimony.
Yes, please, Your Honor.
Very well.
Well, I wonder what we're countering with.
I feel like we have to press this because we don't really have any evidence to contradict us, do we?
Okay.
Cause we don't necessarily have proof that there's any alcohol in the buns.
Hold it!
So if you had even a tiny sip of sake, you'd conk right out, huh? That's why you didn't touch the glass that Master Tornado offered, correct?
Yes, that's right.
And maybe you ate something that had sake in it as an ingredient.
I don't recall doing anything like that.
He doesn't recall doing it. But that doesn't necessarily mean he didn't. He might just not have known he did. I better take another good look at the evidence.
Okay, so it's probably gonna point to the note then. So you didn't drink any sake, huh?
I don't think it's the note. I think it's.
Oh, it could be the
crime
picture
photo.
too. And then point out the brand
camel.
on the bun.
Oh boy, now we're in trouble.
That kind of answer is exactly why Sadmonk keeps insulting you. Now use your head. There are countless ways Uendo could have gotten sake into his mouth besides drinking it.
Well, I don't know about countless part, but
But nothing. Give it some thought and you'll figure it out.
so the witness must have had something that contained sake. Is there anything in the court record that had said something like that?
Okay, so yeah, it's probably definitely wants the photo. So like, if it doesn't want the photo, it just has to be this.
Objection!
Logic. This shows that most likely made Ueno lose consciousness.
That note. Are you feeling lightheaded, child? Or perhaps a bit peckish?
I'm not hungry, and my head feels just fine, thank you very much. Look at that paper this note was written on. Isn't there something familiar about it?
What exactly is your point, defense?
This faint design here reminds me of the paper from... Realization. Want to know where our missing soba noodles went?
The guy ate him.
Not this guy.
The witness.
The defendant ate him.
Oh, what do you have?
And the reason he ate him, and I bet you it was mixed with alcohol or something akin to that. And that's why he's drunk.
Maybe.
I think that to be really likely. There's no second bowl. I feel like he might have taken it home, not known there was a murder case, and just had soba. And okay. Yep, it's a piece of wrapping paper on the box of Angie Bones with the victim on the floor. Wendo, you may not have drunk any sake, but you did eat a sweet red bun, didn't you? Right?
Well, Yes, that's right.
I don't know if you're aware of it or not, Wendo, but I believe the manju you ate caused you to fall unconscious. The bean bun, but how? Because those buns contained a secret ingredient. A very punchy secret ingredient at that. A punchy secret ingredient? Yes. The design on the wrapping paper matches that of something else in the room. It does.
Come on.
The design of this object matches that of the magic box's wrapping paper.
Take that!
The camel pattern. Or it's the same as the one for the camel, Bron. Suck it.
Ba-da-da! So, just as Endo said, he didn't drink any sake per se.
Welcome, Sonic Unleashed.
But he did eat some.
Impossible.
Wendo had a camel brand red bean bun, which boasts a nice shot of sake as one of the ingredients.
So the defense is claiming the Wendo passed out after consuming a camel sweet bun, which allowed a fourth personality named Owen to emerge. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor, that's exactly what I'm claiming.
But there's one more thing that bothers me. Wouldn't the alcoholic content of the buns evaporate as they are steamed? Nope.
In order to give them stronger flavor, some manju are specially made to retain as much of their alcohol content as possible. What kind of lightweight do you think I am? Even I wouldn't pass up from eating a simple manju.
Well, then eat one. Then how about we test that theory? What do you say, Your Honor?
Seeing is believing. As they say. Very well. I will allow a test.
Thanks, Your Honor. Simon, go buy us some camel manju. On the double. And don't forget to get me one too, okay?
Oh, no.
You are underage, Lucina. We are in America. You cannot have them.
I think it's Japan.
Why must I?
And while you're at it, Prosecutor Blackwell, you'll get one for me as well.
And while you're at it, Blackwell, may as well get me one too. I have not tried one since I came to your country. Tch, I'm not the courthouse stable boy, you know. Hey, Taka, there he is.
The bird!
But just this once. Quince Taka, I'm counting on you.
Is the bird just gonna drop a box?
All of you had better pay me back.
Oh, but I thought it would be your treat, Prosecutor Blackwell. What a shame. Now then, let us adjourn until the manju arrive by Carrier Hawk. Court will reconvene as soon as Taka returns. Okay, is it going to be continued here, or are we going to get the...
All right, there it is.